How's it going, gamers? Things are going to look a little bit different compared to the last time you saw them. Try to see if you can spot what's new. Alright, that's enough time. It's the windmills over there. But also quite a bit more that we can't see from where we are. Let's go take a walk. So I've been playing almost a whole episode's worth of playtime, just doing off-camera chores pretty much. I've gotten to a few of the things I've been wanting to do. For example, this whole part is gone. And everything is now in the basement. Alright, let's go left to right. We have all of our individual machine workstations. This is all of what we had in the previous workshop area and more, because we have the soul fire, we have the crushing wheels, but we also have these crude storage units behind and under most of the machines here. And those are for doing like bulk processing. If you want to make a bunch of andesite casings or iron sheets at a time, you can set the filter here and then put a bunch of the input product there and it will do them. Realized I made the same mistake I made last time. I don't need an input for the mechanical press. The crude storage unit is a lot like the buffers I've been using for a while. It has the same kind of inventory. It has the same input-output. You can basically use it as a filter by locking the item. What's different though is it can hold a bunch of items, and unlike buffers, it moves, I think, like 4 items at a time when it's using the auto in, auto out, whereas buffers only do 1 at a time. So both of those reasons are why I'm using them in here. I want to put like multiple stacks here and also output multiple at a time. There's also kind of a hidden benefit, and that's that you can put a crude storage unit in a toolbox. I would demonstrate that, except my toolboxes are not set up at the moment. I will show why in just a second. So our foundry has a roof on it now because mobs kept falling in and spilling blood all over the floor, and it was annoying. We also have a chest here and then 2 crude storage units connected to the scorched chutes behind there that let us IO items here. I guess this is only I because these are just set to out, they're not set to in. And in this case, the crude storage units are basically just acting as better hoppers because they do 4 items at a time instead of 1 item at a time very slowly. Our output chest down here is now empty because anything that was there has been moved mostly over here. This is like alloys, and that's not really supposed to be there. Here is like tinker's stuff and smeltery and foundry parts. And this chest is empty, it's just there for symmetry. I now have a cast chest here to store our casts and a tinker's chest to store some other tinker's stuff. The UI on this is kind of bad. If you scroll, it both scrolls and like grabs items from it. So I basically put anything in here that I don't expect to need often. These chests are pretty cheap, just regular tinker's kind of items. Now over here we have our new version of the fluid mixing workstation setup thing. There's kind of a lot going on here. This was probably the hardest part of what I did between last episode and now. It can do everything the previous version could and more. So in terms of and more, there's this lever that we can flick that will turn on a blaze burner down there. It takes just a moment, but it takes some lava. And so that'll let us use recipes that need the blaze burner on without wasting fuel and having it running all the time. This part's kind of cramped, but we have like item inputs for our basin and table here. Those both output down into this chest here. I'm making obsidian panes because I want to make some iron reinforcements. This thing here, this is used to basically give unbreaking to tinker's tools. We're able to switch this to go into the spout or out of the spout into the fluid tank. There's also a drain that's kind of hard to see. You can see the top of it there a little bit. And I just poured a bucket of molten obsidian to show this. It lets you put an item in and then it will drain it and go into the output chest. It's I'll show the kind of behind the scenes in a little bit so you can see how that's working. Now this part is something I don't really know how useful it is, but I made it because I thought it was really cool. It lets you transfer fluids between the fluid tank here and the foundry. You can press these buttons to choose a direction, and then once you have a direction selected, you can pull the lever here and it will start moving fluids over. it's starting to put obsidian into the foundry. And it might not really work the other way around, but we can try it. Just because this is already filling up, this is still like receiving obsidian from the basin here. Little by little, it's trying to compete with the other pump there, but it is doing it. It is draining back the other way. This 81 is a reminder of the correct number of crushed items to put in a foundry. Because last time, I think I probably just miscounted when I was trying to do something that would result in a whole number of blocks for both the main and auxiliary products. Now there is still an issue where if you put too many crushed ores in, it will kind of overflow the secondary result and just lose product. Like you'll just straight up lose resources if you put in too many at once. It's annoying. I don't know how to fix it other than just having a big smeltery. I tried having a big smeltery and it still wasn't enough. So I think I just have to watch what I put in. I don't want to do too much at a time. In this corner we have basically just an empty setup for mechanical crafters if we need to use them. I think the crushing wheels we made last time were the main thing we needed mechanical crafters for specifically, so I'm fine with just leaving them in a barrel for now. So right now we can access the crawl space just by hopping up and going around our machines. And this is what the back end looks like. It's kind of chaotic and it's hard to see from low to the ground. It's just hard to see in general. The mechanisms of moving fluid between the tank and the foundry uses this redstone stuff here, including this powered latch from Create. It's basically just a set reset latch in a single block that you can also manually toggle with the lever there. Unfortunately, I think to have two-way piping, you kind of have to do something like this, where you have two different pumps that you just turn on or off, depending on which way you want it to go. The pumps don't care about turn direction anymore like they used to, so you can't use that to pick which way you want it to go. And I think an unpowered pump is basically a valve, so we needed to do this kind of parallel thing. It's a little weird, and it was hard to get things so that it would work with the redstone. But I figured it out in the end, hooray. And here's the lever for the blaze burner toggle. This redstone dust powers this block, which powers this gear shaft back there, which either flips the fluid valve on or off. This lava is coming from the tunnel we dug last time. That comes all the way from our lava generation down there, and then goes up to power our foundry here with the fuel tank. And it also goes up to fuel our melters up here as well. Alright, so the machines are gone from here, which means the platforms are gone, which means the water wheels are gone. So where's our power coming from now? We got windmills and a zombie. So yeah, we just got two big old windmills going here. They're not full power windmills. I think each one is only like half power, so it's actually not that much power. Like I mentioned, my toolboxes are down, so I can't just plop down a stressometer and check what our capacity is, but I think we are over 50%, like using over 50%, so we'll probably need more power soon. I'm using a rotation speed controller here. It's a new toy. It lets you very specifically set the speed and also the turn direction. I don't want to play around with it right now because it's powering everything on this peninsula right now. But it's really cool. It's basically like a worm gear kind of configuration where it goes perpendicular. You could do that same angle with these encased chain drives. I'm actually doing it like right here exactly. But obviously the rotation speed controller has so many more options and things you can do with it. That is a big gear, so you could like put another gear diagonal to it and it would connect like you would expect it to. And being able to set RPM values that aren't a power of 2 is really cool. I think like every kinetic generator, at least the ones we have available, outputs with a speed that's a power of 2. And then gearing up and gearing down is always either multiplying or dividing by 2. So being able to set arbitrary values between those is very nice for anything you want to be a very specific speed. I think that would be mostly applicable to like big moving stuff. So it's not like it's something I exactly care about right now, but it's cool. It's a cool block. I don't have to justify it. It should be a very self-apparently cool block. The toolboxes are gone from the floor here. We no longer have to step on them. They're not placed down anywhere yet, but I was doing some organization and also preparing items, making sure I have a lot of everything in these. So now that I've shown off the organization, I think I can actually use them. I'm going to start putting items in them. I'm kind of scared to use the toolboxes though, because I had a lot of cases of items getting deleted, and I think it was toolbox related. So I just gotta hope it doesn't happen again, because I don't know what to do if it does. Alright, that's the last of the items. I still don't know where I'm going to put them though. That's another problem. Maybe Janeway can take care of them. Janeway, are you playing League again? Alright, Janeway, watch these for me, okay? I'm gonna have to get used to the organization again, but I tried to use colors that made sense where applicable, except I could only think of, like, red for redstone, and orange for copper pipe and stuff. Everything else is pretty much random. I really wish I could just change the order manually that they show up here, but I don't know how to do that, if there is a way to do that. Our wall of drawers here has also had some changes made to it. You'll probably notice at first that they're spread out into this section as well, and that's because they're 3 tall now, because I wanted to be able to fit both the crushed ore, now that we have crushers, and then I did a double drawer with raw and then block of raw. I went ahead and processed pretty much all of our ore, including, like, all of the tin we had made over there. And what's really nice is we can get our secondary products now with the foundry, so all that tin gave us a lot of silver as well, which we will need. So even though I didn't grab that much silver on the moon, we have a bunch of it now. Alright, so you might notice my tools are very close to breaking. I don't like seeing that either, so let's do something about it. Fortunately, I've prepared some upgrades. So I did some looking through the Tinker's Encyclopedia, and we actually have access to Desh, which is a tier 4 material that I guess means it's theoretically on par with stuff like Manulin, which is something we can only get after Mars. Not to say we won't want to upgrade to Manulin when we get to that point, but for now, Desh is the best we got. So let's turn our tools into Desh. We're going to do almost entirely Desh this time, just like we did entirely bronze. The only exception is the tool bindings. I'm going to do chain, which just gives a reinforced modifier. Everything else, though, is going to be Desh. I probably should have done like a before and after, but we can actually do that with our 2 pickaxes here. So our old bronze pickaxes were 940 durability. Our new Desh pickaxes are 1490. That is a whole 50% more durability. Mining speed goes up from 7.77 to 9.7, although it might not be a fair comparison because I don't know how much of that is from the maintain modifier. Now there's some stuff I could be doing to make our tools even better by giving them more modifier slots and then actually using the modifier slots. I don't feel quite ready to do that yet, so I'm kind of just ignoring it again and oh there. Kind of just ignoring the modifiers again and telling myself I'll do them later. It's weird for the tools that have 2 of the same part, because if you're doing it in the normal menu here instead of going to the one for that tool, you have to guess. And then shift clicking it puts it there, so you have to put it in there, okay? And then it shows up there. Secret slot unlocked. That should be everything. Everything's Desh now. Our cleaver should do a lot more damage now. It says 10.9 attack damage. I'm kind of wanting to try that out on something, but I don't see anybody nearby. Oh yeah, I've also officially decommissioned this rubber tree farm. Our one we made over there for Akram is already producing more than we need for Akram. So I'm probably just going to basically remake all of the automation and processing we did here over there. I think that's all of the catching up we have to do, so let's talk about like what we're actually going to be doing today in the episode. I don't have like a huge plan, but there's a few ideas I have. Again, I'm trying to kind of alternate between like heavy tech and then other stuff that isn't so intense. And last episode was a very heavy tech episode, so today I really don't want to do too much like machine stuff. I did a lot off camera as well. So that's like even more reason. I'm just kind of tired of working with machines for now. Maybe we could start with some quests because we have a lot to turn in that I accidentally completed between last episode and now. So let's just go one by one. Here for collecting a bunch of logs, we get some XP. Oh. Yeah, pressing shift does this. I don't know why, but I always do it by accident. For getting some rubber, we got XP. For getting 8 lava buckets, we get a whole bunch of stuff. Level 65. We can put this in our toolboxes. Never mind, our toolboxes are full. For getting a bunch of dash, we get 250 XP and a dash sliding door. Which, I don't know. Kind of sus to me. I'm not really a fan of these doors. They feel like they are too big for me. Oh, I'm stuck. Like a block taking up a 3x3 to be a door is just... I don't know. For making the rotation speed controller, we get 5 crushed copper. Neat. For making the crushing wheels, we get 5 crushed copper. And also other metals, too. For getting a bunch of lapis lazuli and also lazurite dust, which I got from crushing azurine, we get 16 integrated circuits, which is really funny because we haven't made those normally yet, but they're right over here. Kind of a spoiler that we will be getting into electricity soon, I guess. There's a few quests here for some toys I haven't talked about. Let's just get the rewards first. Bunch of filters and 2 portable storage interfaces. Okay. So the items in question are the brass funnel, the brass tunnel, and the smart chute. These are all upgrades to the andesite versions that mostly just transport more stacks and give you more options. So for example, the funnel lets you pick either up to or exactly a certain amount, and I think you can also like filter. Yeah, you can filter it so it can only pick up or extract a certain item. The tunnels I really don't have a setup for, so I'm just going to let this do the talking. These let you basically split items like that. They're a lot more useful than the andesite versions, I'll say that much. The smart chute is just like the funnel in that it lets you filter and also let you choose how many items to do at a time. Just to demonstrate one use for these new brass toys, I have a brass funnel up there to go into the crushing wheels because I wanted to do a full stack. And regular funnels only output 1 item at a time, so that would make the crushing wheels really slow. I would rather do a full stack at a time. Although the processing time does go up with stack size, I think doing stacks at a time is still a lot faster than doing individual items. Down in the automation matrix, we actually get a reward for that. 9 andesite casing. Sure. Oh, someone else gives us a reward here too. 8 prismarine crystals gives us a sea lantern. I'm not used to the automation matrix giving us rewards. Most of the quests here are just like show that you have done something or collected a certain item. So that's all the quests we had to easily check off, but I think there's still a lot of easy quests we could do today. Maybe let's start up here in chapter 1. There's a bunch of stuff we can do. Seems a skeleton died here. Kind of unfortunate that can happen. I guess you're probably supposed to put walls around your factories or something. I'm gonna work on the wood stuff here. I took down the remaining machines from our original tree farm, and I'm gonna do the same kind of automation here on this line. First, I want to void excess sticks, so I'm gonna put a lava bucket there. That's going to stop that from piling up with extra sticks. We should be able to test that if I put some sticks here. It'll just get rid of any excess. I feel bad doing that because I don't like wasting resources, but there's literally nothing you can do with extra sticks. I've looked, the best I can figure out is pour lava on them and make torches, but it's not like torches are that hard to make anyway. I'm gonna do the same thing over here with slime balls, and then green heart logs. I have mixed feelings on drawers. There's nice things about them, but the inability to put them in the toolbox is a huge negative that I just can't get over. I have to remember where anything is. I think I'm going to replace this with a brass funnel so we can extract more at a time. I think I will soon want to get to the part where we actually make all of this like accessible from elsewhere. I've been doing some testing in a creative world, making sure I can do what I think I can do with drawers, so we should be pretty much ready to do that. I just have to actually do that and prioritize that above other things. Yeah, let's try a brass tunnel here, because why not? It should... yeah, it should bring over some rubber logs. And once I power this, we should have everything except for the charcoal. I really don't want to take up too much space. I could angle it around the corner here. No, stop. Don't do that. Stop giving me logs. Alright, so that will smelt into charcoal, but there's one more thing I want to do with the charcoal that we weren't doing in the previous one. So you can haunt charcoal to turn it into coal. These go the right way. They are not going the right way. We can fix that by doing this as long as they are going long enough. That looks like the perfect length. Okay, so this should work now. I just have to have a drawer for the coal. Alright, so that is all of our rubber wood products here, I believe. Neat. Oh, and in cases where we actually care about raw sap, I should probably have a drain down from that so that this can be raw sap. After all, this is not a perfect structure for... I'm glad that keeps stuff. It's not a perfect structure for our foundry, like, interaction stuff, because I don't have hoppers for these two. The thing I'm going to do is make some seared cobblestone, which you can get from pouring clay onto any kind of cobblestone, and that we can remelt into seared stone, which we can turn into the bricks, which we actually need right there. So it's basically an alternative to grout that you can only do once you have basically like clay automation and an existing melter. Oh, I should turn off the transfer. I'm going to start making some of these cool drawer blocks that mostly require a lot of tin, like tin sheets and pouring tin onto a drawer. Even a shadow drawer you can use to make a shadow drawer. Not really sure why. Really? Again? Why does this keep happening with creepers specifically? I would understand if it was like skeletons or zombies, because I think those seek out water to get away from the sun, but creepers shouldn't. I should replace that with a scorched casting basin, shouldn't I? This is a use case of that. The scorched casting basin won't allow it to just pour clay and cast the clay into clay. This too should be a scorched casting basin, but we don't have the scorched bricks for it. Let me melt down some of our scorched stone. We can put that to the bottom, and should be able to pour out the scorched bricks. Cool. And put that to that. I need a hopper going into it, which if I put it there, I'll be powered by the lever. This is going to be ugly, because if I put these next to there, the lever will power them. Maybe I could put the levers on there. That's kind of ugly, but it works, and it would let me put those there. I might want to move the foundry controller here so I can access it. Still working out the kinks here. And we're going to need a block of cobalt onto a shadow drawer. I should get that started. Tremolo cat, what was that? Times like this, I wish I had another one of these fluid setups. Theoretically, I could put these somewhere else and then mirror all of this to the other side, and then I'd have like the ultimate fluid setup for all time. I just don't feel like I need 3 things simultaneously that often. It's just cases like now where I want to be crafting a bunch of stuff. Oh, hi. How unkind. Alright, that's all the scorched bricks, so now I can start this part and actually talk about what I'm making. Hooray. Alright, so the 3 new drawer things I just made are the drawer connector, which is pretty cheap. It's the wood sheets around a tin sheet. The drawer access point, which is cobalt on a shadow drawer, and the shadow drawer itself, which is tin on any other drawer. So these let you basically turn your drawers into a budget ME system. So we can put the access point next to some connected drawers, and we can basically use it to interface our drawers like all at the same time. If I take out like a bunch of random stuff, I can put them all into the access point and it'll automatically fill into whichever drawers they're supposed to go into. And so like these aren't connected, I could put like a regular drawer there to connect them. However, there is a drawer connector which we can use to connect them like that. That should turn them into a connected drawer thing, like one connected system of drawers that we can use an access point with. I'm going to do that for all our drawers here. These ones I'll probably just shift over, and I'll find a better place for the access point, but if I put it there, it should be able to reach anywhere on these connected drawers, which is very cool. And then the shadow drawer lets us basically access an existing drawer inventory from elsewhere. So I can put it there and it will mirror the contents. You see if I take out from here, it'll take out from there. If I put in there, it'll put in there. And likewise, if I do like here, all the actual inventory capacity is in this drawer, but this lets us access that from anywhere on our drawer system. And although the crate mod doesn't support it, we can use this with Tech Reborn buffers to automatically extract or even insert. So my idea is we can basically run a line of these drawer connectors over to our farms, and wherever we have some kind of product that we want to access from our home base, we could put a shadow drawer either on this end or on our home base end, probably the home base end since we already have everything in regular drawers here. And that way, like, let's say I need some rubber and I have that processed over there. I could just look at my rubber drawer, it should be like a shadow drawer on this system, and take it from there. And it will take it from that inventory, and so it will automatically see that it needs more rubber and start making more rubber. Pretty cool, right? Now, one thing I think we have to be careful of is if we have an empty drawer and we put something in, it will autofill to that empty drawer. So we have to make sure all the drawers in our system are locked. Now, I have to figure out exactly where I'm going to put all of the drawers for our products of automation, because this wall is not exactly built for that. I could maybe put drawers up to like yay high. Any above that, I would feel kind of bad about. I was designing the house with this stuff in mind, and yet I feel like I don't have any idea where to put all of the drawers. And the more automation we get, the more of these drawers we're going to need, so I am going to want a space that's easy to expand. Maybe just like the basement, maybe drawers along here could be cool. Something to use that wall for. I don't know, that's something I have to think about and maybe work on off camera, because it's not going to be that interesting to show. But my kind of grand design with all this is if we can connect even like, let's say we have a farm on that island that produces wheat, and then we need wheat as a product in something over there. We could transport it just instantly using the drawer network. And it would be cool and awesome, and I would be able to monitor how much wheat we have. And maybe we even hook up some of this stuff to our drawer system. We could use like a threshold switch and say, okay, if I have less than a stack of copper casings, I should put in the stuff to make more copper casings, something like that. I don't know exactly how that's going to happen, but it's a thought. Honestly, I think this would be the easiest one to set that up for, because it's already only able to do one at a time. It's like rigged up for that. If you're familiar with applied energistics, I'm basically thinking like ME system at home. Like discount, store brand ME system. And if you're not familiar with applied energistics or what an ME system is, just wait till we get to this chapter. Or don't wait, because I don't really see myself setting up an ME system even when we get to that chapter, because I don't really care about ME systems. I think they're kind of over-designed, especially for this kind of pack. For more like crafting and tech-heavy packs with less built-in automation, absolutely they're very cool, but for this pack specifically, I don't want to go through the trouble, honestly. I think they're not worth it. And yet for this questline, we will have to make some very annoying things. Look at all that text, man. That's like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Alright, things may not look too different right now, but you'll start to notice some extra connections going on. Basically, anywhere we had a drawer, I have connected to our drawer setup back at home. It's all going through the same underground tunnel we used for the lava, just way down that way. And as we get here, you'll notice all the drawers are gone from this level, and in fact, they have been moved down here. And that's only half of it, because we have this stuff as well. This is starting to feel more like what I had envisioned, I guess. Although I am already starting to worry that we're going to run out of space. So, I'll try to think of a backup plan if we do end up running out of space. I think I have an idea that would be pretty cool, but we'll see if we actually need it. So anyway, we have all of our resources sorted out in nice spots as before, including a few new ones that we didn't have in drawers before, like the mob drops. And the idea is, let's say if we just get back from a mining trip or whatever, we can just like double right click on the access point and it all goes into the drawers. And for stuff like even these ore stones or like obsidian or whatever that we're producing automatically, we could take it from here and it'll take from the inventories way over there. So let's say, okay, we need more gold. It already like starts to go back up. We can just crush this and, you know, do however much we need. Eventually, it would be nice to do some automatic like ore stone processing, but I think there's too many steps to it. And to be fully efficient, we would want to use foundries for each of them. I just don't think that is like worth doing right now, honestly. Yeah, I mean, this is starting to take shape. I can envision getting kind of annoyed that some of our storage is still up here, so I might want to move that down as well. And then all the crafting stations. I'm just gonna have to keep figuring it out and keep changing things as I find things I might want to change, but I think this is going to be a big improvement over what we had before. One thing I can already think that we might want to change is moving the shadow drawers to over at the forms and then using our like regular drawers over here. That way we could upgrade storage or change something for like a lava bucket whenever we want. Like let's say, okay, I want to be able to hold more obsidian. I can't do that from here. I have to find like an upgrade and then go over to the drawer and put that on there, which might get annoying. I don't know. Again, we'll just have to figure it out as we go. For now though, I think I want to take a break from the storage and the machines and do something a little more fun. Not that that stuff isn't fun if you're someone like me, but not everybody is someone like me. Why don't we take a look at some astral signals? I keep saying I want to get some progress done on this and then we don't do it. So let's do it, okay? So we need a dormant signal beacon. This needs some gold, copper, redstone chip, and electron tubes. That's pretty easy. Alright, there's the signal beacon. And the next thing is a signal coordinator. This needs cut, tough, and andesite scaffolding. Okay, we can make that pretty easily. As well as the ancient receiver we found. And here we are. That gives us some, or no, not some, just a single andesite tunnel. Cool. Next up, we have to search the skies. This might take a while, especially if it needs a clear sky. Okay, let's do this somewhere else. Yeah, let's do it on the beach. Oh, yeah, this might take a while. Maybe I should find something else to do while this goes, huh? How about we make some of these workbenches? These just let you make decorative variants of blocks, and they are kind of annoying to craft, but not too bad, honestly. Like, they're easy, they're just annoying because they take a bunch of disparate items. First up here is the botanist workbench. That's easy. Hey, where did you come from? Oh, hey, I need that for one of these. And the glass blower's workbench, and the carpenter's workbench, bird's workbench, mason's workbench, tinker's workbench, and then lastly the philosopher's workbench is going to need some alcoholic beverage containers, so gotta make those unfortunately. And philosopher's workbench. I gotta do that outside here. There we go. That completes all of these. We can claim all at the same time. And we get a bunch of junk. Hooray. I have no idea where to really put these things. Maybe we can put them here. I don't know. They're kind of big and ugly and detailed, so I don't really want to have them around that much. Just to show what they do, let's try some oak wood. You see all these different variants of oak wood. Wow. Or like glass blowers. All these different variants of glass. They match different wood types and stuff. They're nice. I'll try to remember to use them when I eventually get to doing more decorative building. But this is the kind of thing that I just don't think I have the brain for, because I just don't know how you're supposed to remember all of the different variants of the textures and stuff. Kind of the Terraria problem for me, where there's just so much detail you can get that I stop caring. Alright, let's check in on our signal that creepers are trying to get rid of, apparently. And it's stirring. Okay. Next step, let's see, is to awaken the beacon by pouring shimmer on it. Oh. We might not be able to do much here until we actually get shimmer automation. I am considering shimmer automation. It is something we can do. I just have to figure out, like, when and how exactly. Okay. It is shimmered stirring. And we have to process it in a press. Let's go do that. And it's dormant again. So yeah, we can see it's a 25% to get homing and a 75% random salvage. I think the random salvage is always going to be the dormant. So like we could have automation to do all of this, like extract the finished one here, the stirring one, pour shimmer on it, press it. If it's dormant, we route it back here. If it's homing, we could move to the next thing, maybe. I don't think I even got this far in my last playthrough, so I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's going to have more like random salvage they have to do with it. I'm kind of torn as to whether I should try to set up some automation with what little shimmer we have here, or if this is something I should really just wait for the shimmer to be automated before doing. Maybe let's expect to do some further automation on this once we get shimmer set up, but for now I can try to just do it all manually. Boy, I really gotta do something about this place, huh? My base is so ugly. Is there somebody I can blame for that? Like, I don't know, can I blame Janeway for it? No, Janeway doesn't deserve it, even if she plays League. Just about there. Alright. Next stirring one, let's shimmer. And let's press from the back this time. And it's dormant again. Oh well. Move this closer to our shimmer so I can do this a little more expediently. Alright, I figure we could set up some little automation here, even if it's missing the automatic shimmer. So I want to move this down there. Make it so it actually looks like it's facing the sky. That's good. Now you can go there. It's very slow. Let's see what happens with the press this time. It's dormant again. That means we get to set up this barrel. By barrel, I mean storage buffer. And now it should be going again. This should run until either it runs out of shimmer or it produces something other than a dormant signal beacon. So I guess I'll come back in a little bit and check up on it. There's a glaring issue in my original like base design where I don't know how to make walls, man. Because if these are supposed to be in the walls like flush from the inside, I gotta make some really thick walls. I could move them elsewhere, like to the basement where all of the drawers are now. But then, like, what is this space for? Just to walk around? And the basement is just getting so cramped already. I'm having a lot of trouble just sticking to a base plan in this world, and I don't know why. I feel like usually I could come up with something and just roll with it, but this time I'm having so much trouble for some reason. And instead of coming up with a solution for it now, maybe I'm just gonna leave it for later me, because I honestly just don't know. Oh, looks like we got something new. Homing signal beacon. What's the next thing? Oh, is this another dormant one we can start running? Blank data drive. Okay. Alright. That unlocks drive eraser and a radio telescope. What is this text? Is that supposed to say that? Like, is that a puzzle or is it an actual issue in the pack? Okay. I'm getting the idea it's a puzzle, because that's starting to get garbled. I don't want to look too far ahead. Both of these are going to need a disk drive, which is that. Okay, that's not too bad. Drive eraser. The radio telescope is going to use a display board we found on the moon. We have yet to craft these for ourselves, but they're pretty easy. And it gives us oak log and nugget of experience. Hooray. Oh. Okay. Utilizing your awakened beacons against a clear sky, you're just good. Okay. That looks like it takes a blank data drive and a homing signal beacon, probably. As for the data drives, I'm going to have to see what this actually gives us. If it gives back something... Maybe it gives us back something garbled that we can put into the drive eraser, and then put it back into a blank one that we could cycle back around. Hey, why don't we use our attic for something and, like, make an enchantment setup? That seems like a good idea, right? I pretty much never do it this way, but I think this is the way a lot of people do it at this point. Doing, like, 15 in a ring around like that. Also, hey, I want to see if these damaged anvils melt down to 3 blocks 4 ingots like it says they do. I'm a little worried because this is anvil here and not damaged anvil, so let's see. Not a free space. Okay, that makes sense. This is still going. I've had this... Oops, I forgot I moved that over there. I've had this going to make seared stone for a while. Well, I had the seared stone being made, like seared cobblestone, and I melted down half of that to make bricks, and then the bricks I'm pouring out here. So that's been going for a while. And oh, it was actually telling the truth. I'm so surprised, honestly. That means you pretty much only need 1 anvil ever, because you can just melt it down as much as you need. That's cool. I'm just finding more busy work to do while I wait on the thing over there. It's probably even done at this point. Oh, yeah, okay. Gives us a dormant signal beacon and a garbled data drive. That's kind of what I expected. We can output that to take out the signal beacon. Data drive we probably want to put into a drive eraser, so let's... what's the best way to do that? Getting too close to the sugarcane farm for comfort. We're gonna have to figure out something for when this produces something worthwhile, but who knows how long that's gonna be. Alright, it's not like we're going to need to enchant too much because we have Tinker's tools, but we do have armor, so we can enchant our armor. Oh. You can't even enchant that armor. Maybe you can put stuff on with an anvil? I don't know if any of these are armor enchantments, man. Let's just do some books, man. Books are always a safe bet. No, they're not. Why can't I do another book? Oh. Excuse me? Why do I have to exit the enchantment table every time? I can't shift click out. Sometimes I can. Something weird is going on. How did they mess up the enchantment table? Okay. Depth Strider. Can we put Depth Strider on our boots? We can. Okay. We probably shouldn't even spend the enchantments on our, like, sturdy armor, because we're gonna get better armor eventually. There is a quest somewhere here for brass armor. We could make brass armor now. It's probably a bit better than sturdy. I'll just spend our levels enchanting books, because it's something to do with our XP. You can also craft enchantments with, mostly liquefied experience nuggets and shimmer. Higher levels seem to need a blaze burner superheated. Or you could just combine them in an anvil, presumably. I don't know why you wouldn't just do that. But I don't know what else we're supposed to be doing with our XP, so we can just use it on books. That's fine. And if we need more XP, these nuggets of experience we've been getting from crushing stuff and some quests, you can right-click to redeem for XP, so we could get a lot of XP from that if we wanted to. I'm actually curious, can these be used for anything else? It is funny they do count as a nugget for that. Making mending is actually really easy and useful. Liquefied experience nuggets, that is used for increasing levels of stuff, it looks like. That's it. I mean, making mending is something we'll probably want to do once we actually have armor worth doing stuff with, and maybe like elytra or something. just any other kind of tool or weapon that's unique and not something that will be superseded by an upgrade later. Which is hard to judge in modded, because you never know, right? Alright, let's check this out. Blank data drive. Still waiting on that. Okay. I'm trying to think about the roof of the house, like what material to use for it. I think rubber planks are the obvious choice, because that's already what I'm using for larger areas of the building. But maybe something different, something kind of striking and eye-catching. Honestly, this could be the place to use copper. I've never really used copper in a build before, and I would really like to see it like oxidizing over time. I think that would be neat. And we have plenty of iridium, so let's start processing that. This might be too much. That's definitely going to fill up the barrel. And I haven't even taken out the crushed gold from the barrel yet, because I can't smelt that yet. Ugh. This is making green dye, which we are using to make the iridium in the first place. Anything else funny it can be used for? Green block plastic construction building brick, which we can't get the delirium for. Oh man, what am I gonna do with all of this? The seared stone should be done momentarily, and I've prepared quite a bit of copper. I did some math and found out the max number of 81s the foundry can hold, so hopefully I won't make that mistake again. We have a lot of 81s prepared. It's gonna take a long time to cast all of this. And it's all for vanity. Oh, I don't want to be doing that. Any news on our signals? Nope, still working on it. Let's do a quick minor automation project so we can turn moonstone into moonstone bricks. That should let us make a stone generator for moonstone. There we go. Alright, let's brass funnel to get more out at a time. Let's crushing wheel. There's a cool way to use crushing wheels where you use them like on a belt and you do 2 vertical gearboxes like that. It perfectly sets up the crushing wheel to work like that. That's going to get us moon sand, tuff, and raw dash. So raw dash we can just deposit into our drawers. Tuff, maybe we could mill for iron nuggets. I don't think we care about that one. This one we'll want to do once we get blood, but we don't have blood, or red dye for that matter. The one we care about is moon sand, which we can crush for quartz. That's what we're doing this for. We're low on quartz all the time, so this will let us make quartz. And it has taken a bit more space than expected. Just like all of our automation, I guess. This can be moved later if necessary. I just want quartz, man. I feel like we are perpetually low on quartz. It's not something we've automated. This is a very easy way to automate it, so might as well. At least that's the way I'm feeling right now. And we just have to put these drawer connectors and make sure they connect. And that should be outputting into these shadow drawers now. So we should be able to access the stuff whispers here, over there, and I can tell it works because it's showing some inventory. Not the best little setup in the world, but it works. It's pretty small, it's pretty simple. I like it. Very prone to backups. I should really put a brass one here, in fact. It should be a bit better. And actually, in the name of unnecessary compactness, why don't I put that one like that, and then the iron one like that, and all like that. So now, this is all 3 wide. Hooray! My amount of quartz was in the teens, and now it's at 82, so I think that was worth it. Alright, seems this has run out of shimmer. Not unexpected. I guess I can go down and get some more manually, because it's not like we're gonna have automated shimmer, like, anytime soon. Not that we couldn't, it's just not something I'm anticipating doing. It's been a while since I've gone down my cave here. Bunch of shimmer coming right up. This might take a while to drain, huh? I don't know what to expect, but I just want to see if this works. If I put shimmer buckets in there... It does! That's so cute. I love the rolling animation these do. It's gonna take a while to use all my buckets. This tank should be able to hold them, I think. This one having 2 inputs and 2 outputs makes it a little bit more of a challenge. What we could probably just do is have like an output that we then sort, like output onto a belt, and then we sort from that. Or even just into like a barrel, right? And then we sort from the barrel. I just gotta wait till we actually get something out of it before I know what to do with it. Like, I don't know, I can't press use on this and see what it turns into. Same with this. These are like custom blocks for the pack, so they're probably just not very well integrated with the recipes. Maybe that's intentional so you can't see where it's going. But like it literally shows you a bunch of stuff here, so I don't know. Verbal data drift. I haven't gotten... Oh wait, it gives me another blank one, I guess. Then the next thing, analog decryptor. Oh, wait, are we not supposed to be... Maybe we're not supposed to be erasing the garbled ones. I probably should have checked this. Okay, we can make that. That's pretty easy. What's the point of making them blank, though? Like with the eraser. Not sure I understand this. Catwalks. Hey, Janeway. Can you walk on this? You can. Janeway approved catwalks. Alright, maybe we'll try this one. Alright, next time we get one of the homing ones, I guess we'll see if the decryptor does anything. Let's do some more easy quests. There is a keg from a mod called Drink Beer. I think we made one of these earlier, but didn't count. Empty beer mug. Sure. Cool. 3 wheat in a water bucket. Cool. Okay, so if we like do that, I can't put those in. I don't understand. I don't have to do this way, right? It's showing this in the NEI, REIJ, I don't even know which one this is. But I assume you don't need that, because this is in the first chapter, man. Yeah, this probably just isn't integrated with that mod. I don't understand. What if I can't store stuff in it. So whatever I do has to be, like, in here, right? Let's just do it this way. Like, there's no way this is what you're supposed to do, but we can do it in the basin. And we can pump it over and put it into the spout, I think. Yep. Okay. That gives us some more mugs. Table we can make with some planks. Okay. Gives us hot cocoa. Cool. Next up, let's make some wine, I guess. We can make an aging barrel. Gives us some stuff. Press. Okay. If I seem very unenthusiastic about this stuff, it's because I am. So we can press an apple into apple mash, and then... Okay, so in the aging barrel, that looks exactly like drink beer. I have a feeling these were made by the same person, but hopefully this one actually works. Yeah, that one has an inventory, so that's something. Okay. Different stacks. Apple juice. Can't shift click out. Share table. This one needs a grapevine pot. That's pretty easy to make. Has to be spruce specifically? That is so weird, man. Why has it gotta be spruce? No rewards. I'm already getting annoyed at this alcohol stuff, so I'm gonna be done with it for now. It doesn't even get a spot in our regular chest for modded stuff I don't care about. I care about it so little. It's gonna be all the way over here in the corner of shame. There's all these spices that you have to make yourself with different stuff. We could probably do those, but I don't wanna. Let's make a stove. That seems easy and fun. That gives us some rice. Can make some binary stuff. Okay. You make one brick stove, they want you to make another brick stove immediately. They look like almost the same. Come on, man. Wood-fired oven. Kitchen sink. Completely distinct from that kitchen sink, right? Totally different. Can I make the kitchen sink pack joke again? Just for getting some straw. Cool. Advancement for dinner served. Cutting board and skillet. We should have skillets in here, yeah. Dinner served, I don't know. Cutting board I think is easy. I'm almost surprised we don't have a cutting board already, but I don't remember making one. Maybe we did at some point. I do not remember. Does this do the same thing? No. Do you have to fill it with water first? No. Can I check here what it is? Put down a cooking pot and start preparing meals. Okay. So we actually do need a cooking pot. You smith a skillet with a water bucket. That's mildly goofy. Okay. It even takes up the water bucket. I'm down a water bucket. The Jalabala. So here's something I was a little bit scared of. These want you to get a bunch of crops. I should probably just make like big farms for all of those. I don't know where. Airspace is kind of limited. Probably just in this zone. Maybe move the animals. That makes the most sense to me. Some of these I would want to automate, like beetroot and tomato we can turn into blood, but the rest, I don't really know if we care about that much. I'll probably leave making those farms for another time. I'm just doing easy quests right now. There's a bunch more random kitchen stuff we can make. Some of this we've even seen before, like the milk jar we turn into a cowan jar. Fridge. Oven. Kitchen floor. Milk jar. The cooking table here is going to be a little bit more expensive because it needs the second level of this book, which takes 2 diamonds, and also the first book, which you just get from smelting a book for some reason. There's that. And there's that. That's that quest done. Grid white concrete. Cool. Why? And I need to make them both again? Really? I do not care for the non-tech parts of this pack, and it's not just because they're not tech. They just seem kind of unfinished and unpolished and unrefined and other uns. Oh. Right, I didn't even need the one that takes diamonds. Whoops. Alright, up on the top right here, we need a package crafter. That's a whole bunch of wood stuff. Really easy. That gets us these 2 quests. I don't know what these are. Is this like another barrel type thing? Yeah. I don't know. Let's make a computer, because Janeway needs a second monitor. And do you like turtles? Because I like turtles. We get a note block. Hooray. Turtles are cool. I don't remember how to write anything for them. Really, again? Alright. Turtle v turtle. Who's gonna win? Oh, sea turtle wins. Dormant analogous data drive. Awaken it. How do we awaken it? Those are music discs. Do we have to play a music disc? Hold on. I don't think we don't even have any music discs. We just haven't found any. Can you craft one? I don't think you can craft them. Is that really where we're gonna end off with this thing? Because we can't... I have to imagine you need a music disc of some sort for this part. So I guess we're actually just done with this questline for now. Like, until we get a music disc. That is not where I expected this questline to end off, I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, I could see music discs over here, but I had no idea it would just be like, oh, yeah, you just need music discs to do that. And maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. That just seems to be where it is. Hi, it's editing me stepping in for the first time in the series. So I was thinking about this as in like the Noita questline, where you have to awaken the key by putting it next to music machines or whatever. because it's a similar thing about waking up an object by something music related. I am about to like go on a huge wild goose chase looking for music discs and then something else eventually. And it ends up being totally pointless, like massive wild goose chase. I was on the complete wrong track. What I eventually ended up doing is trying to look up the solution to what seemed like a puzzle and eventually finding a trailer of like a development version of this questline. And that trailer clearly has some unfinished stuff going on, like it's unfinished textures. So I don't know for sure at this point, like as of recording this, that it is accurate to the final version. But the next step it shows is processing the drive the same way as we process the signal beacon in the first step of this whole process. And that struck me as really odd at first, like, oh, that seems lazy, that seems unfinished, they probably changed it maybe. But then I realized, hold on, they both have dormant in the name, and this is awake in it. So it would make sense if we just have to process it the same way. Like I said, I am recording this before actually trying that out, but I suspect that is the solution to this puzzle. So anything I'm about to say here, you can just ignore. I figure I would keep it in just so you could have my like actual in the moment reaction, but I was definitely not on the right track here at all. Be a little bit more candid, I talked at the start of the series about wanting to be a knowledgeable presenter and like making the series kind of play this with me as I know what the next step is. And I feel really strange about not knowing something I'm trying to do. Like trying to figure out a solution to something, like a design solution is one thing, but just straight up being so wrong about a puzzle. Basically, like I don't even know if it's supposed to be a puzzle, but that's what it feels like to me. Being so wrong about what I'm supposed to be doing, I feel kind of stupid for it. I feel like that's kind of against what I want this series to be. I'm probably oversharing in this whole intermission. Let's get back to the gameplay. There's a quest to get 64 dried kelp. Hooray. There's another quest here to get a lot of stuff, most of which we already have. Let's make a minecart with furnace and a mechanical plow, because why not? That gets us a bunch of junk. A bunch of blocks we can just put away like that. And honestly brings us very close to having this whole chapter done. There's a few things we're gonna have to come back for, like Scorchia. We can't get this until we start getting Blazing Blood. But there's very few quests left. It's kind of cool. The plow here is another crate mud component that can scoop up stuff and hit stuff. It's one of the lesser useful ones, so I don't anticipate using it at all. We can do a quest here just by crushing some limestone for lime dust, so let's go do that. Still gotta set up a new limestone setup, but it is not a super high priority. Although with how easy it is, I kind of feel like we might as well do it soon. Lime dust gives us some stuff. We haven't even started the electricity stuff up here, and yet we're completing quests. Alright, we're kind of out of easy quests now. I sort of want to go exploring a little bit and maybe try to find a music disc. Okay, what might have a music disc? Maybe let's look for a village, because I think there are villagers that are related to like a music mod. Maybe those would have music discs for us. I feel very unfocused right now. I don't think the episode is going to be that long at this point. I haven't started editing it yet. I'm still working on editing the previous episode. Oh wait, what was that? Wait, what? Is this like a Sky Slime Geo that got cut off for some reason? That's interesting. I don't know what to think about that. It's just interesting. I suspect we're probably only like halfway through the episode, maybe like 2/3 or something, so in the last part of the episode I will want to think of some like larger project to work on. I just feel kind of scatterbrained right now and unsure of what I want to be spending my time on in terms of like a singular project and goal, because I also feel like I shouldn't be doing a lot of big tech stuff for the aforementioned, like wanting to space out the big tech stuff and do less big techie stuff between. Maybe it'd be worth doing 1 or 2 more stone processing things this episode. I don't know. I see something on the mini-map that doesn't look like we got close to. So this might be something interesting. Yeah, what is this here? This looks finery related if I had to guess. I really don't expect to be impressed by loot at this point, like a surface structure, but I might as well take stuff if I see it, right? Huh, this might have been a nice structure to find early on. Seems like it'd be cool to try rebuilding up to its former glory or whatever. I'm not seeing a way to a basement or anything, so this is probably all there is. Boy, 2,500 blocks or whatever is a lot farther than I thought it would be. At least if I'm going on foot like this. Another one of those. I have no idea if there's anything up there worth getting. Like, they're cool, but the only one I've looted just didn't have much on it, honestly. At this point, I have so much of every resource that would possibly be on it. Maybe it's better to leave them untouched so they look nice. As if I will ever see this one again. Now, does it have the music guy? And does the music guy have a music disc? Kind of the whole reason I went out here. This is the music thing. Loudspeakers. Does seem important for speaking loudly. A radio jukebox. I'm not seeing a music disc though. Another one. Is this like a loudness war? What is this? This is a rap battle. What's going on here? Alright, I'm looking around in everybody's houses and I have yet to even find one with a chest in it. Kinda disappointed. Okay. This one finally has something. Hanging pot. Okay. Where else might I find a music disc? Like, the normal vanilla thing would be a dungeon, but that's not a structure, so you can't find it with this compass, right? Dog statue? Dog statue, very close this way, I guess. Probably just the thing I've seen on the title screen. Yeah, that looks pretty much like the thing I've seen on the title screen. I'm gonna get closer so the snow doesn't make this too blurry. Got some crate mod components we could take. Feels kind of wrong. Not like we really need this stuff. These are flywheels, which are not useful, I think. Yeah, just start spinning. I think these used to be more of a functional block and crate, but now they're just decorative. And yet they still cost brass. I swear in a previous version of the pack they didn't cost brass, so it's weird they're more expensive now. This is a neat structure, but not much here I'm really interested in. Play Island? That's close too, huh? I guess all the structures are right in this part of the world for some reason. Did I pass by it? Was it the island in the sky I saw? It must be. Yeah, so that's not like a slime island, it's a clay island. Is that... Those look like experience crystals. Okay, this island I might actually want to go up to. Which means for the second island in a row, I'm gonna have to dig out glaciers. Definitely a lot earthier than the other flying islands we've seen. Clay Island. Huh. I did not bring enough blocks for this, unfortunately. I guess I can use the island itself to get me up. Block of experience. Seems pretty similar to the other one, but more interesting. Oh. Yeah, so like this is the stuff I think you're supposed to find on the moon, right? Where is it? Here. This is the moon quests and there's observation there. I guess these are not just on the moon, but maybe they're mainly on the moon and you're supposed to find them on the moon. But it is kind of funny that you can just find them on Earth. Like, why exactly is this called a clay island? Full of iridium. Not really clay. Oh yeah, when we got those girders, I didn't show this off. You can put shafts through them if you want. You can also put the bottom like that so you could attach stuff if you want. I don't know. And the windmill sails you can dye if you want. Maybe that's something I should have been doing this whole time, but I kind of forgot that you could. Alright. Guess that's this island done. What to look for next? What might have music? Alright, I just checked the vanilla wiki and there's actually not a lot of structures, at least in this version of the game, that can generate with a music disc in them. So I think my best bet is just getting lucky and finding one in a dungeon. Or I try to get some skeletons to shoot creepers. That could be something to spend a night doing. Sure, let's look for a buried treasure map, why not? This guy's mad at me, huh? Do they get mad when you get near their cubs or something? 9-9 should be right below. That looks like a very obvious buried treasure. Look at that. That's the most obvious buried treasure ever. Even I could tell you that. It's probably about time I head home. Maybe I can go around this way just to keep exploring new stuff. These spikes biomes are always so cool, man. And I think I am actually missing some crops, so if I could find like tomatoes, that'd be cool. Seems like they don't have anything other than the vanilla crops in the farms. Maybe I should look up where this mod's tomatoes are found. Yeah, more of this stuff. Cool. Alright, it seems like tomatoes are found in deserts and that kind of thing, and so it makes sense I haven't seen any. Maybe let's look for some kind of desert thing. Desert pyramid, sure. 10,000 blocks away, seriously? There's no desert temple in 10,000 blocks? That's crazy, man. Is there something else from the desert? Okay, there's a desert cabin pretty close. I think that's just gonna be a Terraria house, though. I don't know if it's gonna be an actual desert or just like a sandy house. Maybe on a beach or something. I am not getting the impression this is going to turn into desert anytime soon. I think I actually recognize this area, though. This is like the first night of the playthrough. Right? This looks familiar. I remember going up like there. Get some coal or something. And there's our slime island we climbed up to. I mean, I was hoping to explore some new terrain, but retreading our steps is... it's memories, man. Oh, the savannah near our home might actually be a good lead for finding a desert. It does say the desert house thing is right here. It's gotta be, yeah, it's an underground thing. I don't want to dig down to it. I was just hoping it would lead us to a desert, but it seems not. Oh wow, I'm getting beat up. Alright, I think my new mission now is going to be trying to find the missing seeds that we're going to need for the first quest here. Because we probably have a lot of these, but I don't think we have all of them. And I would like to have all of them so we can do that quest. But also, I want specifically tomatoes, because tomatoes let you make blood, and blood is useful. This is a very normal reason to want tomatoes. How hard can it possibly be to find a desert, man? I can't believe we've explored as much as we have and not found any kind of arid biome. No deserts or mesas. Not even like a jungle. That's not even the same thing. At least it's like a warmer temperature thing. The only like hot or dry biome we found is a savanna, but they just seem so disconnected from any like biomes. What do we have here? That's cabbage. Don't remember if I have cabbage, but I'll grab some just in case. Those are onions. I'm sure I have onions. I remember because we've gotten a lot of alliums from them. I didn't really expect to be going into the lonely ocean again so soon, but if this is what I gotta do for tomatoes, then I guess it's what I gotta do for tomatoes. Okay, getting into warmer ocean, that's a good sign. Just follow the warm water. Bad advice for a public pool. Savannah, please tell me there is a desert connected to you somewhere. Is that a desert? No, just a beach. Are these... They're sea beets. Pretty sure I have beets. Oh, let me try this again. Found one 7,000 blocks that way. Think back this way. I guess this is what I should be following. Because I could try to follow biome temperature all I want, but this is going to guarantee I find a desert, and hopefully in a desert there will be some tomatoes. I don't remember if I've gone over this hot take in this series before, but I genuinely think that the biome temperature or climate thing, where they made similar biomes spawn near each other, was one of the worst updates Minecraft has ever had. Because it just makes worlds so samey. Like, you look at what we've found, and so much of this is just boring taiga. There's some snowy plains, some frozen ocean, or snowy biomes. Just, it's so hard for it to break away from that into, hotter biomes, as we're seeing, you know. There's barely any savanna. I can't find desert to save my life. Who knows where a jungle might be or a mesa. And this is with modded tools to help me. I have a minimap, I have an explorer's compass, and there's still nothing close. It's taking me this long to even have a chance at finding something resembling a desert. And that's just for tomatoes. Imagine if I still needed cactus. We're lucky we got cactus from a quest reward or something. Imagine if you needed to find that separately. Not that we have actually needed cactus for anything specifically, but it's the principle, man. Well, we do need cactus for this. We also need melons. I don't remember if we have melon seeds. Hope we do, or else I guess I'll look for a jungle or something. This should be in a mineshaft chest. If I haven't gotten any, I'll try to loot the mineshaft a bit more. Imagine I get home after all of this and check my chests and see that I had tomato seeds all along. How would I feel then if that ends up the case? How would that make me feel? Would I feel relieved? Would I feel frustrated? Would I feel like I wasted my time? Because right now, I feel like I'm wasting my time. No, I went out on a journey for music discs. Not only didn't find music discs, but kind of realized, boy, it's gonna be really hard to find music discs. And now I'm looking for tomatoes, and those seem impossible to find. What's next, man? What's the next thing that seems like it should be super easy to find that ends up being impossible? And we go super far out of our way for it. Spend a lot of time looking for it just to find nothing. Oh hey, what's that? Seriously, what is that? What am I looking at? I think I've seen this kind of thing before in other worlds, but this is the first one in this world. They're just kind of hodgepodges of blocks. There's just nothing here of interest. Sometimes there's something. Not this time. Back to waxing philosophical on the high seas. Only another 4,700 blocks to go. Just how much of my life am I wasting boating in a straight line, looking for tomatoes that may or may not even exist? Because all I know is that there's a village where I'm going. And that village, you know, should be a desert village, which means there should be a desert. That doesn't mean there's gonna be tomatoes. You find tomatoes in deserts. It doesn't mean they're always in deserts. It just means they're sometimes in deserts. But what if this one's not? But what if this desert doesn't have any tomatoes? It's really late at night when I'm recording this, because that's when I usually have time to record, is late at night. Boy, am I glad. Oh, it's another one of these. Boy, am I glad that my precious time to record is being wasted boating in a straight line for tomatoes. Is this the same set piece? No. No villager ships. This one seems different construction. There must always be a cat. This is like fake Janeway. I simply do not have the inventory space for this, man. Maybe I'll come back here to fully loot it later. I don't even know if there's anything worthwhile, but I at least want to check the crow's nest, because the crow's nest had the special book in it last time. Yep. Same book. Still a nice message, but nothing I haven't seen before. Maybe we'll go back there and get Janeway a friend at some point, but boy, am I far away from home. And I'm only like halfway to the desert village. There's a roofed forest. That's something new. Tells me I'm getting into different biome territory at least. Oh. Why are all the bears mad at me all the time? Still snow though. Like okay, the roofed forest is a new biome, but it can't be that different a climate if there's still the snowy stuff there. Oh, what's this? Some kind of ruins as well. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't see anywhere where loot might be. I'm very curious what this is actually, because it's a big sprawling structure with no clear indication of what it is to me. And also no loot or anything, so it's kind of just here for the vibes. If it's just here for the vibes, like, I guess I respect that, but at the same time I feel like I shouldn't be wasting my time on something that's just here for the vibes. And there's no signs of loot or anything. I'm gonna get back on my way. Almost 2,000 blocks to go. That's so short. I'm almost there. I can already feel the sand in my shoes. I can already taste the tomatoes. Just a week away. Oh, pink leaves. That's nice. Oh, what a cool biome. Alright, this is a train kind of structure. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen one of these before, because they are usually pretty common I really don't have the inventory space to take very much. I guess I could take more of the train tracks if I wanted. That was weird. I feel like I had a brief moment of lucidity. A moment where I could take my mind off things and focus on something that isn't tomatoes. Jungle. I should cut down jungle trees. We're gonna need to farm cocoa beans once we start farming tomatoes. I don't remember if we have any cocoa beans or jungle saplings. I don't know if a quest gave them to us or anything. But it's nice that we found them without having to go several thousand blocks out of our way. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be annoying, having to travel for 7,000 blocks just to look for one particular kind of plant? Oh, how cruel would the world generation have to be put in a situation like that? I almost feel like we might be near a desert. There's no way this journey could never come to an end, could it? This is my life now. I'm not here to travel to space. I'm here to go southwest and look for tomatoes. Wow. This came from the moon. The moon isn't made of tomatoes. Wish I was made of tomatoes. Can you imagine what it must be like to be made of tomatoes? That would be crazy. This ground is orange, just like the inside of a tomato. Why? Are you a tomato? Are you a tomato? What about you? Oh, you're not a tomato. Are you okay? You look like you could use a tomato. I'm so tired. My mouth is so dry. If only I had something juicy like a tomato. I need to sleep.